Dimapur Police pra 7 accused ke dhuri loise. December 16 te 4 Naga youths ke Thahekhu bosti pra assault kuriya khan ge. 7 accused ke dhore upor ekta AK-47 rifle aro pistol bhi dhurise. IB detail sabo reporter Adona lote.
December 16 rati Thahekhu bosti de 4 Naga youths ke assault kura opor itia Dimapur Police pra 7 accused ke dhuri kena ase. Mohan jani paise 7 mojote 3 জন to civilian ase aro 4 জন to hile akato led NNCN R laga group member ase koina mohan jani paise. Itu opor debi Commissioner of Police pra Thahekhu Village Council kan ke ধন্যবাদ দিছে তাহান ইটো ইনভেস্টিগেশন দে কুৰা টাইমতে তাহানকে মুদত কুৰা নিমিতে এতিয়া কমিশনাৰ পুলিচ লা অফিসতে আইনা আছে কমিশনাৰ পৰা মহানগা ইটো লাগা ওপৰ দে তাই ব্রিফ মহানকে ইটো প্রেস কনফারেন্স দিবল আছে ইটা মহান ইটো চাই লব
Okay, friends, thank you for coming here at short notice. I just call you like to update you all in the much highlighted 17 December assault case. So far, we haven't given much to the press, but you have to understand that there are many things like, it is not that we don't want to give out, but then there's many things like, certain things like, if we give out to the public domain, it hampers our investigation. So it is not intentional delay in giving out the required information to the press or to the public. So as you all know, like this instant case started or had its initiation on the intervening night of December 16 and 17. It started in NL Road, the NL Road, also called the Church Road, within 11:30 to 10:30 to 11 p.m., where two persons in an Alto car and two persons in a scooty had a small collision. We were not informed, so on the police part, the place of incident and the place of collision, that we were never informed, so we cannot say who is right or who is wrong. But then, as a follow-up after the initial collision, like what we heard was the two persons in the scooty, they've initially demanded that their scooty should be repaired and then come and take the Alto car. But I don't know what conversations went on between them, but later on what we heard is like the two persons riding the scooty, they called their friends, which happens to be cadres from the Akalto Lake group. They came and then they took them to Thahekhu to a certain house. They also, what we could ascertain was that they still insisted that the scooty should be repaired, and then only then the Alto car will be handed over. So as things went on, like the two people in the Alto car, they rang up some friends, which came, and then after some verbal arguments, there were 4 of them, but among the 4, one just went away. But then the other 3 people, they were, we can say, illegally confined, and they were assaulted physically. I've gone and met the 3 victims in the hospitals personally also to ascertain the facts from their mouth. So when I inquired them how they were assaulted, they say initially some slappings, and then after that they started using sticks to assault them. One of the victims told me that he was assaulted with the butt of an AK-47, which we have seized, and it is here. But I was told that they have threatened them with that AK and that pistol. That now we know your face, we know your identity. So if you go and complain to the police, anytime, anywhere, we'll take actions on you. That's what they were threatened. So regarding that, so on the 17th night itself, as a follow-up, you have seen much in the press also, in the social media also, alleging that police were reluctant to register a case regarding this. But I wanted to tell you all, no? We are here for the public. We never try to favor somebody under any circumstances, whether it's intimidation or under certain favors. No? I just wanted to make clear regarding this. I, for one, I'm not a person which will give in to certain pressures or favors. So I wanted to make clear regarding that. 17 itself, when the case was, when the initial report was received, I even received a call from one of the students' unions telling that the victims are brought to suburban police station, but police haven't registered the case yet. So I inquired from the suburban police station. They were saying, sir, we are in the process. See, when we register a case, we first have to ascertain the facts of the case, so that under which sections we can register a case. No? So when we have to ascertain those appropriate sections, we need to take the statements of the victims. No? Only then can we register all the appropriate sections of law. But I do understand, the public doesn't understand that. Itia case register itu no ito. Certain times we take even days. We keep it under inquiry to ascertain the facts of the case, so that we include all the appropriate sections of law. Certain times in the long run, like even after 2-3 months or even after a year, after submitting the charge sheet also, if we get new clues, new evidences, then we send additional charge sheet also, which are appropriate to persecute the accused persons. So it is not an intentional delay of registration of cases. Here, as I told you, the incident happened in the intervening night of 16 December and 17 December. It went out till the early hours. These two victims, our two Rema brothers, also they reached the place which we could ascertain from the mouth is around 2 a.m. No? So it was from 10:30 to between 10:30 to 11. That follow-up went up till the early hours. So 17 itself, we have registered the case, and some of you have telephonically rang me up also inquiring about the progress of the case. But I told you them also, like, let me have a concrete update first, then I'll call you all. No? So thank you once again for being here. And as I told you, like 17 itself, we have arrested 3 accused persons. On 18, we arrested another accused, and the rest 3 we have arrested yesterday. So out of the 7 alleged accused, 3 of them are civilians, and 4 of them happens to be from the Akato-led NSCN-R group. Here, I wanted to tell you all that from the Akato group, out of the 4 cadres, 2 of them have even tried to join another Naga political group. some sort of like after committing the crime, they have tried to join another group, but we could somewhat successfully prevent that, and then we could arrest them. And so far we have arrested all the 7 persons involved in the case, and then we have also seized both the weapons which were allegedly used, that is the AK-47 and the .32 pistol out here, which is in front of you. So I wanted to tell that one thing I wanted to acknowledge, I won't name them, but then there are certain organizations which has really assisted the police also in arresting the accused persons, as well as due to their assistance, we could arrest all the accused persons, plus we could recover the 2 weapons which were allegedly used for threatening and assaulting the victims. So here I would particularly like to acknowledge the role played by the Thahekhu Village Council. They have really helped us to bring to book all the accused persons and to have a somewhat logical conclusion of the case so far. So I would particularly once again like to acknowledge the role played by the Thahekhu Village Council, which will go a long way as an example to even other organizations, Naga organizations, or other village councils to follow an example which the Thahekhu Council has helped us in solving this problem. So I once again thank them. And one thing, like, I just wanted to request or appeal to the Naga political groups is that I wanted to appeal to or request the Naga political groups not to give shelter or refuge or to take into their groups criminals which try to join them after committing crimes. Because there were instances where people commit some crimes and they join some Naga political groups to take shelter, to take refuge. So a crime is a crime, a criminal is a criminal, whether you are a civilian or whether you belong to any organization or any group. So criminals shouldn't be given protection by any organization or any group. And I also wanted to appeal to all the Naga civil organizations. See, it has become, I'm telling you as a personal perspective, it has become a habit in giving ultimatums to the government or to the government agencies. We do understand if, as a police organization, if we are not taking action where we are supposed to take timely, then give ultimatums. But then when we are giving our best, we are still given some 24 hours ultimatum, which I'll tell that according to my personal perspective, it is irrational and irresponsible. Because I'm a police officer. I work in the police organization. We try to give our best in trying to prevent crimes, to detect crimes, and to prosecute criminals. So sometimes it becomes very disheartening when we are giving our best, but still organizations or individuals giving us ultimatums. No? As I told you earlier, there are many things when we are investigating a case. There are many things like initially which we not give to the press or to the public domain, which really hampers the interest of the investigation. So when it hampers the interest of the investigation, I think it defeats the purpose of prosecuting the criminals. So people might think that only if we give ultimatum, then the concerned agencies take action. But if you are thinking like that, I personally will tell that is wrong. We always try to give our best. If there is inaction on our part, you have a right to complain. But a thing has happened, an incident has happened today. And the very night or the very next day, if you start giving us 24 hours ultimatum, or 3 days or 2 days ultimatum, no? Whether you give that pressure or not, we are there doing our duties, and we'll always be there to do our duties for what we are get paid for. And we have a conviction to deliver justice to the society every time and all the time. So thank you once again for being here, for your cooperation, and you have always been there. And I, on behalf of the Commissioner of Dimapur Police, will always cooperate with you all. But as I told you earlier, like you have to bear with us sometimes, like for giving you, for not giving you, which you think like timely information, but we have our reasons, like for not giving you daily updates. But that is for the interest of the investigation, for the interest of the case, and that is ultimately for the interest of the society. Thank you.
Sir, in regard to where the assault took place in Thahekhu, it was in the residence of a high-ranking member of the Airtel group. So, what is on that? Can you give us some information on whether they were aware, the high-ranking member, and also the action committee has asked the wife of this high-ranking member, who is one of the ULB councillors, to step down from her role. So has any police on that front?
See, as police department, as the investigation agency, we go by the facts, we go by the evidences which we could ascertain. Here, I should not really elaborate, but the very origin of the case was not a case like where an organization has sent some cadres to abduct people for whatever reason they want. No. It all happened between four civilians, 2 occupants of one Alto car and 2 occupants of one scooty. No. So the follow-up to, as I told you, no, the follow-up to, it went on for 2-3 hours, and then ultimately it led to the uncalled for assault of our 3 victim brothers. So far as our investigation could ascertain, we cannot point fingers to the house owners. Thank you.